So, this is a new release. This is You Can Never Die, a graphic memoir by Harry Bliss. Harry Bliss is a cartoonist who has drawn covers and images for The New Yorker and has illustrated over 25 children's books and created a book with Steve Martin. In this book, he shares essays, journal entries, cartoons, and artworks from his life, talking about a range of subjects from losing his beloved dog Penny after 17 years to his coming of age, abusive family life growing up, life lessons, depression and drugs, giving up a child for adoption, and living in J.D. Salinger's old home. Harry Bliss has journaled for years, saying that life consists of memories and he didn't want to forget anything. The book itself is all black and white. There are a couple of color images inside, but it's mostly monochrome. And it's a lovely, chunky, fresh looking book. I love that it looks more like a coffee table book than a biography. You can flip through it or read it cover to cover if you like, because I liked this publishing style because the author talks about growing up adoring art books. These are like big, thick books of artworks and that kind of thing, and just poring over them for hours. So this book kind of looks a little bit like that. It's very tactile, and the dear little dog Penny is on the cover too. This book meanders through his life like a walk in the woods with a dog, lighting here or there. Its structure is generally a cartoon or image paired with a short or longer essay or memory. And Penny the dog, who the author loved so much, or perhaps her death, is a bit of a through line. It explores making meaning of these things. Personally, the parts about him losing his dog or coping with her getting older and more sick were very hard to read as a pet owner. His drawings of Penny are really lovely. Over the course of the book, we do also get an autobiography of the author, given sort of piecemeal as memories of formative moments or that kind of thing. The tone is sometimes a little bit raw and ribald in that broad way that sometimes American guys have, maybe mistaking brashness with realness, but it's gentle and heartfelt too. At one point, the author wonders if he might get dropped as a children's book author after admitting he's a functioning alcoholic and sometime drug user. He talks about his rough, often abusive childhood and how he was sometimes a bully himself, sort of in consequence of that, and coming to terms with that. Bliss can be funny, is often interesting, very honest, but he's also a very sad person, one grieving for his lost friend Penny, and who can be a bit negative or depressed sometimes. Every time he sees Penny, for example, he thinks about her death, rather than being able to feel grateful that she's here with him right then in that moment, or sort of being present with her, if that makes sense. Also, every time he sees children, he feels sad because he can only envision suffering ahead of them and not all the beautiful, simple things in life that they have yet to experience, which made me feel really sad for him. I really liked the cartoons included in the book and the artworks. Some of them were very clever, others very funny, and I really like his art style as well. He also shares sketches and some things that aren't cartoons. There's a couple of photos and different things. And it was great to see some of the range of his work. It was very beautiful. It's an interesting biography of a complex man, of a complex life, and of the loss of his companion Penny, who was a very good dog. Fans or newcomers to his work will like this book. It's a beautiful book to hold in your hand and read through. It's also one for dog lovers or any of us who have had to let a pet go. It's heartfelt and raw. Thank you to Celadon for the copy of this book for review. And since this book has a dog on the cover and has a sort of pet, I was going to say pet theme, but it's not really a theme, has stories about pets. Please let me know in the comments what pets you have if you feel like sharing, because I always love to hear about that kind of thing. Or if you'd like to talk about Harry Bliss a little bit in the comments, come join me. I'll chat with you there. And thank you for watching.